Welcome back to the workshop. I'm Bill, and today I've got something a little bit different. I think so far we've only looked at Coleman's. This is an AGM model 2572. They were made, I think, introduced in 1947 or 1948 and made at least into the early 50s. It's designed to compete with the Coleman 220 and 228. As you can see, it's double mantle. It uses the same number 21 mantles that the Coleman 220 does. The design is very similar. I actually find these run a little bit brighter than the Coleman 220 does, but it's a nice lantern. The quality isn't always up to the same level as Coleman, although AGM's generally pretty good. If you find one of these, the founts are brass like Coleman, with a steel base, and the AGM's brass founts are very, very prone to stress crack. So if you happen to come across one of these, always pressure test it, pump it up, dunk it in a tub or sink full of water, and look for bubbles, because I've got 4 of these and 2 of them have stress cracks. This doesn't. In fact, last summer I picked it up from another collector down in the States. They're very uncommon up here in Canada. And it was running beautifully last summer. I took it up island to Miracle Beach this week and it would not light. So what's going on with this, hopefully you can hear it when I open the valve. We've got 30 pumps of pressure in there. When I open the valve, you can hear the air, but there's no fuel. You might be able to hear that. Pretty sure it's not the generator, because if I move the cleaning lever up, it shuts off. Move it down, I hear the air again. I suspect that the pickup is clogged. So we're probably going to have to tear all the way into this, which is why I thought it might be a good video. So we'll begin just by taking the vent off and the globe. See, we've already lost a mantle there. These are the cheap modern Coleman number 21s. I'm going to check the generator first, just to be sure. So this is a 7/16 wrench. What I want to do is, just in case the generator is a problem, you can take this off, raise the cleaning lever, and I'll open this up and see if any fuel comes out. Now, one thing you'll notice, while the cleaning lever works the same way it does on a Coleman, this is a little bit different in the way it hooks on. The Coleman's, the needle has an L at the end of it. This has a notch, and this notch fits into these teeth here. You can modify a Coleman 220 generator to fit on one of these, just in case you ever need to do that. Just gonna put a piece of paper towel over this so it doesn't shoot everywhere, and I'll open the valve. Yep, and it should be jetting fuel out, and it's not. So that tells me it's probably in the pickup system, if not in the valve itself. So, take apart on these, let the pressure out. So, there's a nut down here on the top of the valve that holds the burner cage on. That's a 9/16. Interesting. These are easier to work on than a 220. I'm going to see if I can save that one mantle. So what we need to do is lift this up. You'll see there's a screw down here. We need to take that screw out, or at least loosen it. It doesn't need to come all the way out. We need to loosen that screw, and that now releases the air tube and burner assembly. And that just unscrews. Unscrew it far enough, it'll come out. At that point, the burner frame comes right off. You can see the valve assembly in here. Now, to get the collar off, we're going to have to remove that's, I think, that's a 1/2 inch. Sometimes it's easier just to use an adjustable crescent wrench. Take this out just to take a look at the valve. Everything looks good here. I was a little concerned that there could be some debris in there. That all looks good. Set that aside. To take the collar off, we just tilt it up and take that out. All right, now, this is the fun part. You'll notice on a Coleman, the bung is just, it's round and it's welded into the top of the fount. And I guess you could put vice grips or pliers on it and hold it in place, but there really isn't a need to. It's pretty rare that a Coleman bung would spin out if you just tried to turn the valve out of it. Even the valves that are in there really tight, you have to use a strap wrench or something like that and put it in a vise and crank it out. It's very rare to spin the bung. Usually if that happens, it's because the fount itself is compromised. Every AGM I've seen, and granted I'm in Canada, so I haven't seen very many of them, but every AGM I've seen has, the bung is hex-shaped. And you need to put a wrench on this before you try to turn the valve out. If you don't put a wrench on this, you'll end up, there's a very good chance you'll break it loose. In fact, all of the AGMs that I have, except one later one from the early 60s, every one of them has had to be silver soldered around the bung because someone just tried to twist the valve out and they broke the weld or seal on there. It's easy enough to fix with silver solder. Take a little bit silver solder with some acid core. It'll melt very easily with the heat from a propane torch and it'll flow in there and seal it. Just make sure you pressure test it. If it looks like there's any play at all in that, pressure test it before you go any further to make sure it's not loose. So remember which size this is. It's probably a 3/4. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to put a 3/4 inch wrench on the bung. And I'm just going to use an adjustable crescent wrench on the valve itself. We'll take note, I want my cleaning lever over the pump. And super tight. There we go. I had this apart last summer and I used some thread sealant and I use this blue Permatex. It's semi-permanent, so it'll seal it, but it's not like super glue. So I suspect the problem is this brass mesh. I think it's just clogged. And I didn't take it off last summer. There's a little ring on there. Back in the day, I mean, this was made back in the day when people ran on just regular unleaded gasoline in them. Back then, people would siphon gas out of their car and run it in the lantern. You'd have lots of debris in the gas, and so they would put something on here to protect it from the debris. So that's what this brass screen is. In some of the older pre-70s Coleman generators, you'll find a brass screen at the very top. And they're really not necessary anymore when we get our white gas in nice cans. It's modern, it's filtered, and it's all of that. So I left this in place, but I'm willing to bet that this is where our problem is. This is a little different than a Coleman. Theoretically, it all works the same way. It's got a it's probably more like the earlier instant lights. But you can see whereas on a Coleman you have a removable fuel and air tube with a little air hole at the top. This is the air hole right here. And I'm getting air, so I know that's working well. So what we need to do is see what's wrong. I'll see if I can blow air through through here, and I can't. So that tells me my fuel pickup is clogged. I'm going to go ahead and just take this off. All right, so I've got my pliers. You'll see there's this steel wire holding this in place. So I think it's loose enough. Spread it a little bit more. There we go. And it should just come right off. Underneath here, these are very much like the early instant lights, as opposed to having an air wire down through a fuel and air tube. There we go. There. There's a little brass screen. Not much to it. Looks pretty clean. Like the early instant lights, or on the more modern lanterns with the modern valve, which goes back to the same thing, they have a tiny little orifice there. And I can actually see, you won't be able to see in the camera, but I can see that that tiny little hole in there is plugged. Not sure how that happened, but this just unscrews. Rubber gloves on so I can get a grip on it. Give you an idea how small that is. I'm going to clean it out. Just take the generator tip. This orifice, just like on the Colemans, is generally the same size as the orifice in the tip of the generator. And a little tiny thing just dropped out. I screw this back on. I can now blow through it, so we're unclogged. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. If I can get it back on. There we go. Just spread this a little bit. You can tell the difference in fuel today versus fuel 70 years ago, because back then you needed a screen like this to protect that tiny little orifice. Whereas today, on the modern lanterns, which basically do the same thing, or going back to the 80s, they've got a similarly sized little orifice on those plastic fuel pickups, or if you look at the Canadian 620 or 321C, similarly, they have a metal fuel and air tube with the fuel pickup that is, okay, I'm going to leave this off. That little clip is shot. So with today's fuel, I've already fleshed out the fount. I know that it's free of debris, and using a filter funnel in modern fuel, I shouldn't have to worry about debris. If you want to, you can put that back on, maybe wrap some wire around it to hold it in place. I'm just going to toss it for now. I think it's going to cause more trouble than it's worth. So we're going to put this back in. Take some of my Permatex. Just put a little bit on there. Doesn't take much. Screw it back in. Remember, we want our tip cleaner over the pump like that. Oh. I've already got some fuel coming out there. So I know we're good. Put the Valve stem back in. Collar back on. The center hole goes over the, oh, yeah. Put that back on first. Have your nut ready. Screw in the burner assembly till it's tight and oriented properly. Okay, that's good. Now we want to lift this up. Tighten the screw under there. Make sure everything's lined up properly. Put the locking nut on. And that was 9/16, I believe. Generator. Tip cleaner up. Remember, we've got this notch that needs to fit into that notch. Be careful working with AGM generators, because if you mess it up, they don't make replacements like they do Coleman. Lower it to hold it in place. Like I said, on these, if the cleaning needle gets messed up, you can modify a 220 generator to fit. But all right, there we go. Give her a shot. Just got one mantle on there, but it should still work. One thing I'll add, we didn't have to get in there. The pumps on these have a leather pump cup just like the Coleman's. The one nice thing with these is the check valves can be removed with a large flat-bladed screwdriver. You need a big one, but you don't need a special tool like you do with the Coleman's. So we've got fuel in there. Let's crack the valve and see if we've got fuel. Yep, that's going to be good. So let me deal with this missing mantle and we'll fire her up. Okay, so I went ahead and replaced both mantles. I got rid of that modern Coleman. They're not that bright anyways, and who knows how much longer it was going to last. So I decided to give her a treat and put on a couple of Peerless 2CHGs. They're the Peerless equivalent. They're sturdier, they burn brighter than the modern Colemans. So they're burned in. Should light right up. She's running great again. I wish she'd been doing that on my camping trip this week, but next time she will. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Bye.